Hello and welcome to Paulie's Shed, where today we're going to be doing some work on my Royal Enfield Interceptor. It's a bike I've had for probably over a year now, year and a half. It's had the 300 mile service done and it's just had a 1200 mile service. So I feel it's running now, so it's about time. I've done a few alterations just to slightly customise it to my taste. So there's a few things I've got on my list that I'm going to do to it, but today what we're going to do is change the rear silencers. Not because I dislike the sound of them, I quite like the rumble that they make, just because they're so big and I don't think they suit the rest of the bike. So today we're going to be changing the rear silencers, and I'll show you around the bike first to show you a few little things that I've done to it first when I first bought it. Okay, here's my Royal Enfield Interceptor. As you can see, I think this is called Ravishing Red. I had to wait 2.5 months for it to come through to the dealer from India, but I think it's well worth the wait. Okay, a few of the little things that I done to it when I first got it was remove the silly little extender mud guards on the front and the back. And it's just a case of unscrewing them. There's just 3 bolts on the front, 3 bolts on the back, and away they come. I've kept them just in case I'm going to put them back on. Also removed the silly little orange reflectors off the front forks. They're easy enough to get off, just take your time picking it off. If there's any bits of rubber or adhesive stuck on there, I just use a little bit of white spirit and just wiped it over the top, and that's come off lovely. There's no marks on there whatsoever. And like I say, today we are going to be changing these great big exhausts, and I'm not quite sure what this, some sort of galvanised paint, and when it gets hot it gets soft and it wipes off, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. You can probably see it there, you can see it's actually come off the paint now, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Right, okay, so what we'll do is I'll show you. That's it. Right, these are my new exhausts. They came through from India. My wife bought them for my birthday, which is next month, which is kind of her. The cost of them, I'm not going to tell you the cost, you can look it up yourself, but they're by a company called AEW from India, and I had lots of really bad reports on YouTube and forums saying don't ever order anything from India because you won't get it, or it'll be poor quality, blah blah blah. Well, I have to say, I ordered them probably a week ago, and they come through in I think it was 5 days. So they flew them across. The packaging was monumental padding, so there wasn't really much chance of damaging them. Even if you dropped them from the top floor of a block of flats, I think they'd have survived. These are the exhausts. AEW India. I think they're stainless steel. I don't think they're alloy. They're stainless steel, and they're absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see the little AEW India monogram on there. Got removable baffles, and something that a lot of the aftermarket slip-on silencers don't have is the cover that goes over the joint, and these are included. Now AEW, this is a 102, let's get this right. Right, this is a TE 102 silencer. Now AEW do a 101 silencer, which is more or less the same, but it doesn't come with that, which is a bit unusual really. So you're going to see that horrible clamp. So yeah, if you can order in any, make sure it's the 102, the T102, because it comes with that extra little flap that covers up your joint. The only thing is when they came through I had to pay an import duty, so just be aware of that if you're going to order from India. The seat came from India as well. I've had no problems with that. That was from a bloke called Mickey Spares in India. These came from Delhi, and they was from a company called Royal Spare Parts. So I shouldn't have any problem with those whatsoever. So these are the ones that I'm going to fit on there. So Here we go, spanner time. First of all, let's get the old silencers off. The only tools you're going to need for this are one 10mm spanner and two 12mm spanners. There you go, simple as that. Wow, the weight of that, that's unbelievable. That's got to be twice the weight of the new ones. First thing to do is just take the little shield off, which covers the joint up, and that's just a 10mm bolt. So there it is, little 10mm bolt, then that thing just slides off forwards because it's on these brackets here. So that's off first. Now saying why don't I use a socket instead of a spanner. I'm crouched down there, I can't be bothered to get up and go and get it. 60 years old, I was 61 next month. My bones are beginning to ache a little bit. Half the reason I bought this bike in the first place really, I had an Italian bike before this, which was a super quick one. I think the old reactions start to slow down a little bit. So I wanted something that was a bit more comfortable and something I could take in the countryside. Okay, so you've taken that bolt out of there, you've slackened off the joint bracket, you've taken your little cover off there that covers the joint up. Just wiggle it a bit. And off she comes, and that is one. I don't know what's inside that, but it's so heavy. Wow. But yeah, they're off. I think these are going to be bad for fingerprint marks, but just don't touch them, don't touch them. In actual fact, don't touch my back. Don't touch anything in Polish head. Wow, they look brilliant. I am so chuffed with them. Wow. I just hope they sound as good as they look. The backwards are nice and tight in there as well. They come with a little Allen screw, key, sorry. That you just slip in there. There's a little grub screw there. You can undo that and they just pop out there. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to take them out. Some people like the loud exhaust, I don't. I think these are a little bit louder than normal. That's not a bad thing, is it really? I suppose people will hear you coming. But yeah, they are brilliant, aren't they? Just take it around, you can see them. Don't they look nice from the back? Brilliant. Yeah, they are excellent. Yeah, I don't think they take away from the chrome. I think they just give it another dimension. Brilliant. Next thing is to start them up, I guess. Oh, well, what I have noticed is they are a little bit louder, but it's quite a nice sound actually. And it's only when you're on the throttle that they really do start barking. And what I have noticed is now that this is all nice and hot, it's been running for about 15 minutes, is they're actually cooled to the touch. You can get hang on there, that's not hot at all. Down here it was a little bit hot with joints, but up here it's just stone cold. Yep, well pleased with them. Okay, well pleased with those exhausts, they're absolutely brilliant, well worth the money. I'm not going to tell you how much they are, but if you go onto YouTube you can put in Royal Enfield Interceptor aftermarket exhaust, and most of them will come up from India. But that actual silencer was from a company called Royal Spare Parts, and they're from Delhi. The blokes there couldn't be more helpful, really are helpful. Asked me sort of a few questions, blah blah blah. And like I say, they was through. It must have been 4 or 5 days they was at my door, which I thought I was going to have to wait weeks for them. But that model is an AEW India. It's the SS model, and it's a TE102. Don't get the TE101 because it hasn't got that little shield that covers the joint up, and it makes all the difference. So TE102 AEW India, well chuffed with them, and what more can I say? Brilliant, thanks guys. So take it easy, and see you in the next one.